Hello, everybody. Tamara is already taking her shot. I hope everyone has a shot of something to warm you up near you for this drawing session. Welcome, everybody, to our special edition of TypeCooker. Today, our guest is Tamara Arkatova, graphic designer, lettering artist, illustrator. What else? Bunch of stuff. You do everything. With so much
and even
talent.
cook borscht.
And she even cooks, and I guess she cooks really, really well. She's based in Russia, and today she will be cooking with us. She prepared a special recipe of one of her dishes of her choice. So Tamara, tell us a little about the dish she chose and what is the recipe going to be like.
Okay, hello. It's the day to try some Russian food. Well, actually, the dish I picked is not really Russian, it's Ukrainian, but since I am partly Ukrainian and I still near the board with Ukraine, so I think it might be okay. And also in Russia, we actually eat it every day, so it became our everyday casual food. So maybe you're not familiar with Russian food at all, and especially with this one, but maybe you heard about it. It's actually a soup, which is basically cooked with vegetables. Sometimes you may use meat or meat broth. Sometimes you can do it like vegetarian version, which is okay. And also the dish includes only really cheap and average vegetables like potatoes, onions, cabbage. Maybe they're not average and cheap somewhere, but in Russia, these are kind of basic vegetables. So we have a lot of dishes, this exact the same ingredients. This soup is super delicious, in my opinion. I like it. What should I say? It's really light. So you can eat like a huge bowl, the same size as average 4-bowl soup, for instance. So we in Russia used to eat a lot of soups for dinner, for instance. So okay, it's our Russian thing to eat soups, and especially in big bowls. And since soups are not really like nutritious, we add some other stuff to them, like sour cream, like meat, like a lot of bread. So that's how we make our food more like heavy in calories.
Yeah. I have a Ukrainian aunt, and I can tell you that soup is mandatory. Every day, little meal, a bit of soup. Even if you ate a piece of chocolate, you have to finish your soup.
Yes, that's why I always struggle when I'm abroad, because it's not really easy to find a soup, which is like what I used to eat every day. So yeah, I kind of need soup more than my relatives when I travel.
Imagine if they had like soup vending machines. Then you pick your choice of vegetables instead of coffee, like put me 1, 5, and 6, like I don't know, cabbage, beets, potatoes, and you get your soup. I said imagine, like we don't have that, but it'll be so cool.
No, in Japan, they actually cook soups like this.
Yeah.
But in Russia, we have to boil everything together in one pot. So our soups are different. You can construct them, like put in water and then eat. It's not the case. So we have to cook it together. That's why actually this exact borscht looks this brilliant, because it's red, everything red inside of it, because you cook it with beetroot. And actually we don't use a lot of beetroot. We just use it for color mostly, not for the taste. At least I do. So I put one tiny beetroot just to make my soup this red and pretty.
More appetizing.
What is funny when you add sour cream, it turns like pinky, like this one in your image.
This one. Yeah.
It's a nice option to make it look like more like feminine, maybe.
So how long do you cook it?
If not to count broth, or if you don't use it, it's just like half an hour, 40 minutes.
Mhm.
Not really. You spend a lot of time chopping vegetables,
Mhm.
but not really cooking it. So
And
it's
how
not.
much onion and garlic?
Yeah. How long do you fry when you cook? It depends. Yeah. But you know, in my family, we used to cook it in really big pots, like 5-liter pots, which is okay because you have to eat it all week and enjoy it. If I have some other soup for the whole week, I start to hate it by the end of the week. But porridge is okay. You can finish one pot and then cook another and then continue. So
That's amazing. Yeah.
yeah, we also have kind of not a saying, but the belief that a great wife should always be able to cook at least borscht. She
That
may
is
not,
so terrible.
but this one she could. She must know how to cook.
That is so
And
bad.
we also have it everywhere, in every cafe, in every restaurant. Even if it's a sushi place, we still have it. So
All right.
yeah, that's how we love it.
So how are we going to cook this with letters? Tell us, what is your special recipe?
It would be nice if I would see my background myself and read it. I see you.
Yeah.
No why.
Oh, you should go to the speaker mode and then you see us. We are both spotlighted. Or you can just pin yourself. Oh, there we go. Perfect.
Thank you. So the recipe is really not difficult. Since it's a really light soup, low in calories, then it's regular or slightly lighter. As for the wheats, I would say that it must be condensed because, you know, there are a lot of stuff inside the pot. So in percentage, I would say 70% of vegetables and 30% of liquids. So that's why it condensed application. Like the dish is everyday casual food, so it might not be fancy, has to be simple to a certain extent. Construction, I would say italic, upright, italic, or like normal handwriting, because still it's casual stuff. It's faster than, I don't know, French kitchen, something like that. Ascenders and descenders, actually we don't have a lot of them because it's Russian language, and but luckily today we have 3. Normally we don't have any. I wrote that must be longer than normal, but actually it applies only to letter R, which is like similar to letter P. Just because, you know, we use a lot of cabbage, and cabbage is kind of long, like noodles.
Oh, right.
We can apply this long ascenders and descenders. Stems, I would say slightly concave, just because, again, because of cabbage, which is not really even. So you might use this feature in your creation if you'd like. Contrast, I would say low, because, you know, the taste of this dish is not really controversial. I don't know. So it's kind of really even, mostly. Sometimes people like to make it more sour. That's why they add some lemon juice, some vinegar, or otherwise they can make it more sweet by adding sugar or honey. So it's up to you, but still it doesn't really change a lot. So it just slightly changes it. So the contrast is low. Flavor, as I said, sour or sweet, it's up to you. You can make a choice, or you can combine if you like. Decoration, you may use decoration if you're a kind of person who likes decoration in lettering. As for the recipe and the dish, we also use some greens and some sour cream. You know, Russians eat everything with sour cream, like everything. It's our feature. So you're welcome to use as much sour cream as you'd like. When we don't eat mayo, we use sour cream. And there are some special features applied to the dish, and you can think about how you can apply it to your lettering. As I said, if you add sour cream, the color turns like really pink, like
Mhm.
nice pink. So think about it. Maybe you can make it, you want to make it more like girly look. You can always add something from your heart, because you know everyone who cooks this soup adds whatever they want. Some people add tomatoes, some don't. Some people add paprika, some people don't. Some people add beans. So you can add whatever you want, even dumplings if you'd like, because you know in Poland, I guess they cook borscht with dumplings inside. Or there are like cold variations of this dish for summer.
Oh, wow.
It's actually really different, but still it's called this way. And as I said, as the soup itself is really light, low in calories, you can eat a lot of it and still be fed and even thin. So like especially men prefer to eat a lot of bread, a lot of mayo, garlic, and salad. I don't know if you know what salad is, but it's kind of pure fat. So if you think about bacon and reduce meat from it and make it salty, that's what salad is. So
pig's fat? Okay.
Yeah, it's pig's fat actually, like
Oh.
cooked and salted. But it's really nice.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And tell us about the words. We'll be doing both Latin and Cyrillic, or we'll be doing just Cyrillic. How are we experimenting today?
I think I like to see mostly the Cyrillic version because it's shorter and it's not really occurs all the time with Russian words, because they tend to be more longer, much longer than English words. So today we have a nice opportunity to draw a short Russian word, and it consists in 50 by 50, 2 specifically Cyrillic letters and 2 similar to Latin. So I'd like to show my iPad screen.
Yes.
And to show what can you do with these letters, because you might not be familiar with them. But I have to manage it. Sorry. So yeah, now we see my iPad screen. So we're talking about the first letter and the last letter. First letter is called B. The last one is called Sh. So letter B is really difficult for even Russian people to draw it properly.
How do you say it again?
B.
B. Okay.
Yeah. But I can call it B for you to be more
translate to Latin.
Easier, yeah. So it looks like an O with attached tail, right? But it is slightly shorter than O. So we use not this much compensators, like optical size. So O is bigger than B. And from the middle of left side of this oval, there grows a tail, which is actually in a sender. And it is the only one we have in Cyrillic, actually. So we're lucky again today to have one ascender. And except for this part, this oval part is not as big as O, we also have to try and make this letter not to look like 6, like number 6. That's how we do it. We have this part, then it goes up, and then we have this part.
It goes up to the center line, or it goes beyond?
I think it's slightly shorter than it would be in like Latin B. I guess, but it doesn't matter because we are doing lettering, not type today, so we can make it longer.
Mhm.
So we have like this part, and this part. So think about it. As for the contrast, if it is something like this in this part, then we have something like this in this part. See? That's really not difficult. And we have another option to how we attach this oval part. We can do it this way. But still we have to try and make it not similar to number 6.
Mhm.
Still we have this tail, something like this. We also can like make different type of contrast here, like this. But the tail will be almost the same here. In sans, and here we can use the same serif. If we have serifs, there will be a serif here. What else? If we are making kind of handwritten, not really italic version, we may use different construction, because when we write by hand, we write it like this.
Right.
Really different. Even like this sometimes. But you know, this way it will be never confused with number 6. And if you by any chance will be drawing uppercase version, then it has again different construction in uppercase. It is more like this. So it's kind of letting be, and instead of the top part, we will have just this cross bar. And again, if we write this uppercase letter by hand, like in handwriting, it will be even more like complicated, but more funny. We write it this way. So it has 2 parts, like one and another. And you can play with it as you like this, like this. So you can make like weird stuff with it. So it can be a wave, a whatever you like, actually, as long as it reads. So strict rules only applies to typefaces and all this kind of stuff. And in, I don't know, in display typefaces, you probably can use this construction, which is not really common, but sometimes people play with this. So they attach the tail like this. But in really display stuff. So that's about letter B. And now for another one, which is called sha. It is easier because it only has 3 vertical strokes and 1 horizontal, and a small, sometimes serif, and sometimes, again, long, beautiful tail. You know, in sans serif typefaces, it actually kind of a corner, not really difficult. In serif typefaces, I'd say it is the same serif, so something like this. So if we have like triangular serifs here, we will have triangular here. It is not interesting to draw it this way. Uppercase letter looks exactly like this, but bigger. What is interesting is italic version of it, and it is kind of similar to W in a way. So it is like this. We have to add some weight here. And what is good, you can change this little tail into something more interesting. Let's copy this. So you can do it this way. Or if you're making a calligraphy, you can even make swashes, whatever you like. You can extend it, you can make it really long. And what is good for us today is that you can match it with letter B, because for instance, we even can draw it here. You see, they're kind of similar shape, different lengths, I would say.
Oh, that's great.
So you can make letter B's tail floating at the top of your lettering and tail underneath the lettering as well, if you like to. So yeah, also if you're using kind of handwriting style, you can actually make it even more playful. You can make loops here, here, and here. And loops are applied only in handwritten form, not in any kind of typefaces, sometimes in lettering. So you can make it like this. And also, please don't make this part shorter than the others. It's wrong. Actually, these are all basics I wanted to show you, because it's difficult to write the script, unfamiliar script. So I think now I stop sharing this screen. I'm back.
Yeah, we're nice. Thank you very much for the explanation.
Sorry, I forgot all my English and my accent became severe. I don't know why.
Fine.
Maybe because it's old.
No, that's okay. That was a very nice explanation. Thank you. So everybody, I hope you you understood that, and you can start drawing. And we will check in about 15 minutes maybe, or if someone wants to show something earlier, you can send the chat or raise your hand. I will also upload the recipe here in the chat so that you can see it a little bit better and enjoy this beautiful image. Oh, right, it's here in the chat. Amazing. This is so delicious. So how do you... Sorry?
Chat. I read the chat.
Ah, okay.
And Polina writes that soup is how we stay hydrated in Ukraine. Actually, yeah, and in Russia as well. We don't drink so much water, I guess, but we eat a lot.
Really?
Of soup. But I heard that in Italy, actually, they also eat a lot of soup, but only once. So they still eat every day, kind of, but only once. But in Asia, in Japan, in I don't know where else, they can eat soup as much as we do every time, for breakfast, for lunch, whatever they want. Yeah. So I think this says that we Russians are more Asian than we think we are.
Probably. That's a hard influence. Yeah. Well, yeah, for a big part. Yeah. I also grew up eating not as crazy as you guys, but just a few times per week, one kind of a soup that I can't stand anymore, but I can't imagine having this 3 times per day. It must be very light, like a juice, vegetable juice, basically.
But you know, it's really hot, so in winter it's nice to have soup.
So is there some interesting variations of borscht that like you make or your family makes or something like to spice things up?
I don't use meat most of the times, but I use lentils instead.
Oh, that's nice.
So I found it really nice, like nice match. And actually my friends don't see any difference when they try it. So I think why use meat if you can cook without it, and it's faster and it's cheaper even. I also add honey because I'm kind of a honey person.
Nice.
Yeah, my grandma put honey everywhere, so I do just as she did. Also, I eat everything with sour cream, which not everybody does, but a lot of people, still not everybody. My father actually forces us to eat garlic all the time.
Mine too. Mine too.
Yeah.
It's for the immunity.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a must every day, a little bit of garlic.
And yeah, I like to use tomatoes more than beet. So sometimes I can just put tomatoes and don't put any beet inside. So I personally use beet just for color. So if my borscht is red and nice without it, then I leave it without it.
All right. So what stuff do you put inside? What's your
Potatoes,
recipe
carrots,
without it? Because kind of without a beet, it's totally a different thing.
No, it's the same.
Look at this. Look when I Google stuff. It's all beet. Beet is carrying the spirit of borscht. Look at that.
I don't know. You don't.
My Google works.
Don't stick to these images they made for like just for.
I typed Russian borscht. Rусский borscht.
Actually, we have a Russian kind of version, not of borscht, but of this soup without beet, and it's called shi, which is even shorter. It's actually the same. It's cabbage, potatoes, onions, carrots, but no beet. And sometimes we use sour cabbage, and it makes it kind of sour soup, and that's all. And yeah, in Russia, maybe in Ukraine too, we really like sour stuff.
Yeah, I was thinking, is there a fermented version of borscht?
Yeah, that's
there
it.
Is. Wow. Okay. Also in Mexico, they have one awful soup that's fermented stuff. I forgot the name now. It's awful, but because it has meat, I guess, but and a bunch of weird stuff. But borscht fermented could be really, really delicious.
Yeah.
And even healthier.
I now translated one word. Google says that it's called sorrel. Do you know what is it? How? It's like really sour.
Sauerkraut.
No. I think I can show you an image.
Yeah, if you could share.
Not really. Doesn't work like this. But anyway, we have like really sour summer soup with some sour greens inside, which is really nice, and I like it. But I don't know that I know that a lot of foreigners don't like Russian food at all. They don't understand.
Why? What did they complain about?
No, we have this summer cold soup called okroshka. Have you tried it?
No. What is that?
I need a lot of Google Translator now.
Tamara,
Google Images will work.
Is it the soup that's made with sparkling water?
Yes, but it's called kvass. Do you know what is it?
Yeah, kvass. I know.
So we use this kvass and like boiled potatoes, like eggs, cucumbers, fresh. What else? Radishes, and like I don't know, leek or dill, like a lot of greens. So we mix it and we eat
Right?
it. And that's nice.
Okay.
It's cold and nice in really, really hot weather. And sometimes you can replace this kvass with some sour milk, kefir. Do you know what kefir is?
Kefir. Oh yeah, kefir
Yes.
is also
Kind
Moscow.
of sour milk. Anyway,
Slavic thing, yeah.
so yeah. I like it.
I love
Not
it.
every Russian like it.
I think no
but-
one outside
Yeah.
Slavic countries likes it in Russia.
Yeah. So that's how we survive.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm also used to a lot of sour stuff. I was surprised here when I got to Mexico that it's hard to find yogurt. Well, kefir is very hard to find, but finding yogurt, there's just fermented milk. It's so hard. Everything has sugar in it. Like everything is sweetened because they can't handle the sour stuff. And if you go buy sour candy, it's actually not sour at all. There's no sourness. I think we just have a.
No, kefir is not that sour. It's kind of okay.
It's really sour.
So I would say the
Delicious.
Greek yogurt is not this good. I don't like it personally. But you know, you don't have to look for kefir. You have to take your milk and make it sour.
Yeah.
all.
That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Yeah. Paulina says it's sometimes made with whey.
What
Oh,
is
wow.
this? I need my Google Translator now.
Whey, the protein that stays on top.
Yeah. But I
It's
never
like
tried it. Yeah, I don't-
zakvaska.
never tried it.
Think.
Kvaska? Oh.
So it's like what the liquid that is formed on top of yogurt.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I think it's similar to kefir. It's basically kefir, but the stuff is good.
Yeah. Yeah, we call it, I think, sirutka in Croatia, and it's like also really good for you, for your body.
Yeah,
for
we call it the same.
They give it to
So,
kids.
no, we
Mhm.
kind of have a lot in common.
Yeah, yeah. You guys made a lot of influence.
So now you will stay away from Russia as far as you could.
Oh, no.
Not try all this weird stuff.
Come on, it's interesting. It's good to know that.
But we
it's
don't
more than
drink
vodka.
vodka every day. We eat borscht every day, but not vodka.
Someone asked in the chat, who said, Eduardo, what is the best way to drink vodka? What is the best way to eat soup, Eduardo?
What is the name of the soup that is made with sparkling water? It's okroshka. Like oh baby, if translated literally from Russian, it will be.
Oh, yeah.
But it's actually called this way because we chop everything like in small little pieces.
Oh, right. John says
I
he's
think
a
now we're
pozole
listening.
kind of guy. John, you want to explain what pozole is? No? Oh, come on. I'm not going to explain. Too many Mexicans here.
Which is the best way to drink vodka, to mix it with cranberry.
With,
Uh,
with cranberry, wow.
no, you know berry water made
Uh-huh.
with berries, with wild berries. So if you mix vodka with it, it will be nice.
Okay.
Or with grapefruit juice, or like with berry water and grapefruit juice. That's my way of drinking it. I don't really drink a lot of vodka, but if I do it this way.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't understand how people understand the difference between bad vodka and good vodka. I have no idea.
Me neither. For me, it's just bad.
Yeah.
I guess it's just personal preference. Let me see this okroshka. I have to Google this. Oh, right. This looks delicious. Well, Google is giving me very nice images.
You know, my niece hates it. She's 5 and she hates it.
All kids hate the green stuff.
She says that it's wet salad.
Well, it is.
Well, actually, it is. That's
Yeah,
the
it
reason why we cook it.
White salad with egg on top. Yeah. Oh, I see some sausage inside. Doctor sausage.
Yeah, people use it, but I don't. I make everything
Without
vegetarian
meat.
because I'm vegetarian, but I don't get why we have to use sausages inside.
Yeah.
You know, when originally this recipe was kind of invented, it was only kvass and greens. That's all.
Okay.
Because it was for like people working in the field, and in the middle of the day it's really hot. They had these kind of bottles, like ceramic bottles with this okroshka, so they just drinked it. So it was mostly kind of a drink with a little bit of vegetables inside and greens. Yeah. And now, of course, it's filled with meat and all this kind of stuff, because now we're kind of more wealthy than before.
Yeah, but I see a lot of ham. I guess it was a cheap way to just add some protein once the protein obsession started.
Yeah.
All right. Does everyone have any sketches for us to see, even if it's just one letter? Let's see that B.
What's that?
Jen is a teacher. There was a sign for them to see sketches. Okay, someone is going to upload. Let's see.
Yeah, it is time to see some sketches.
It's an alert. Time to do some taste testing. Someone is going to upload. You can also share screen if you'd like.
Which one?
No, anyone who wants to show stuff. Everyone has their cameras off. That is so impolite, people.
Your camera.
Just
all
like
cameras are on. Hey, Tom.
Hi.
Oh.
Hey, I'm going to
Hey, Kyle.
share
Hey,
screen.
Bogdan. Yes, please.
Where is it? Yeah.
Wow, that's really nice. You kind of use this handwritten form of B, but still more kind of typographic form of sha, which in this case looks kind of okay, because in lettering, we allowed to do whatever we want. Actually, I would say that this descender might be longer, especially because we have this long tail going up here, so you can extend it to here. Still, I think according to your baseline, your O just a little bit smaller than it should be. And
Wait, are you marking stuff on a screen? Because we don't see, because you're
no,
saying
just,
here.
sorry, I'm just describing, not marking.
Okay, cool. Go.
And I also would say that sha might be wider, because it is as wide as W, as M. It's kind of flipped M, small case like Latin M. So in this case, it's just too condensed. And maybe P, which is R, but Latin P, a little bit too wide. So, but otherwise, it's nice. I like it. It's really nice.
It's missing some sour cream, right?
What?
It's missing some sour cream. Kind of too sweet.
Yeah. And also, I don't know what this loop by the end of the tail of sha has to represent. Probably it's not necessary here. Okay. So it confuses a little bit. It makes it kind of a double letter. So you kind of added this B to the bottom of sha, as I showed in my example when I just told about that their tails could be matched. So I think it's not necessary here, but otherwise everything is perfectly nice.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, Dan.
And it's so strange to see someone with the same name, but living far, far away from home.
I know.
No, I learned that actually this name is kind of popular in Mexico and in Brazil, and I was really surprised because in Russia right now it's not really popular, but it was during Soviet period. And if you read any book, there will be like grandma or old lady called this way, and a lot of teachers who are kind of 50 plus Tamaras. And I haven't met so much guys of my age with this name, which is surprising to see someone here.
Across the world.
Yeah.
Oh, we have some uploads here in the chat. Jen, are you gonna share screen? Jen will share. We have from Paulina and Eduardo. Ooh, super nice. Let's see. I love this music.
By the way, how do you add notes?
I add with my iPad, I just annotate on the screen, or you can also
Oh, I
create.
know, when on Zoom.
Here it says you're viewing someone's screen, and then you have view options, and there's annotate
I don't
in
have.
the drop down menu. Oh yeah, that was the issue before also. Your Russian Zoom censorship.
Yeah, Russian Zoom sucks. I don't know why. It's kind of lack of abilities. So what do we have here? Actually, that's interesting that you picked up this form of R, which is nice, but it kind of confuses us with this sha, because it looks like it's part of sha, and does sha just have 4 verticals? I think it's not the best solution this way, but you can easily change it. If I only could draw here, I would do this and show you, but maybe next time I have to upload images to my iPad. This will be easier. I don't know, I'll try. So you can make kind of a loop at the bottom of R and connect it with the top of the left stem of sha, and thus reduce this problem at the bottom. And still the same problem as in previous one, R and sha are more condensed than first 2 letters. So you either have to make first 2 really condensed or second 2 really wide. It's up to you what you want, what you're up to. If you want your image more condensed, then change first 2. As for the tail of B, it's nice. I like it. And it is correct as well. Also, I would say this little descender of sha has kind of strange shape, because it doesn't really match a lot in here. So if you wanted it to be more like B's tail, it might be maybe not this fat, bold, wide, and more kind of shifted to the right, like a little bit. So there will be more space. And I think in your case, if you have this long ascender and this long descender, you might use as well this long tail as in your second image, but with different shape. But in your second image, your letters are more like match each other in terms of width. So you can like balance 2 to make it 1 perfect lettering. But now you're close to this, so that looks really nice.
I think it's somebody else's sketch.
I think you're used to draw Cyrillic, right?
I'm used to writing Cyrillic, but now drawing type, because I moved here a while ago. I'm in the States.
Okay.
So yeah, writing it's funny to try to make it a little bit more according to the rules of type design, which this is still lettering, obviously, but
it's nice what you did. So
right.
You only have to.
Yeah, and I think the second image is this is not mine.
Someone else here.
It's really nice.
Not yours,
I think it's
sorry.
Awesome,
adorable.
Paulina.
You too.
Thanks.
Wonderful. Hey,
Okay. Maybe I can draw notes, huh? But I have to find where.
this is Eduardo. Edu, where are you?
Okay. I think
Hi.
I have to ask.
Hola, hola.
Is
Hola.
it supposed to like be bouncing in this case? Like all the letters are not standing on the same baseline? Is it on purpose or just happened?
It's on purpose.
It's on purpose. Okay. Then we're not talking about it. But still we have the feeling that these two stand on one baseline. So maybe you have to just shift maybe B towards the, like, make it jump. Yeah, so there will be no this place when two letters stand on one line and others don't. I like that your shapes are this rough, not really curvy, which is nice. And I think if you have this long tail in the last letter, then you probably have to be more free with this tail in B. So you can make B like this tail wider and tail in Sha is slightly bit shorter. So it fits under the letter itself. And it's like in Logod, you will have like equal parts at the top and at the bottom. So your lettering will be kind of, it breaks in shape. But otherwise, it's really nice how it turned out. Maybe also I would mention that this tail in Sha is too thin. So the shape must be the same as in B. So these are matching tails. They are the same in this case. So it depends on what you do with this B. And I don't know why Zrinka is circling ink traps here.
Just to make sure that they match everywhere.
Yeah. But it's not type. it's a bouncing lettering, so they may be slightly mismatched here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this part is questionable actually where you drew the arrow. But it also might stay this way. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
Because it doesn't confuse us. So it's readable totally.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Edu.
You're welcome.
So we have one more from Rebecca. Oh, we have a bold borscht. This one is very creamy.
Who's next?
Let's see.
Rebecca and then Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
Zrinka, where do you take pictures from?
What pictures? Ah, for...
Not from chat, isn't it?
Yeah, chat. Uh-huh.
Why don't I see them on my iPad? Because I tried to download one and use...
They go to your files immediately.
But I don't see them here. You know what?
Tamara is sharing for us, so we can just...
Yeah, now I can draw.
Yay, amazing.
I think.
Then I can just draw hard.
Yes, I can draw. We both can draw. That's nice. But actually, which is strange, we both can draw when there is not much for us to draw. Here we have just a little bit to fix, like, no, I have to, if it is baseline and this is X height line, then this part is too short. It has to touch the line while O is, it goes beyond and under the line, you see? So it almost the same size as O, but just a little bit shorter. So it will be high here, and then you have to do something with this tail because there will be too little space here, right? So probably you just rise it. Just make it higher. And what about this part in Sha? It is more like this, and then this. So we have, so the tail grows not from here, you see? We have to make just one movement again, and then the tail. So in your case, you probably will do something like this, and then the tail. Just adjust a little bit. And also consider this white inside the letter. Just not even here, and also R is too white probably in comparison to this O. But these are kind of slight adjustments. So overall, the image and the character is really nice. You just have to fix little problems here, and you're done.
Thank you.
Thank you. Who is next? Kyle, I think.
Kyle.
What are you going to share? Yeah, thank you. Let's see what Kyle cooked. Ooh.
It's really a logotype here.
Wow.
That's nice. It's kind of in a bowl, yeah? If we look from top. Nice.
It's got sour cream counters.
Kyle, some greens in there.
You're right, sorry. And where I'm from, we're allergic to greens. We only do deep fried things.
What do you eat then?
Oh, just garbage.
He's being honest.
What's that?
For the
Okay.
garbage or for honesty?
Waistline. It's not understandable why these two letters, P and O, like really bouncing. It's kind of strange. And another problem is the width of Sha, and that's all. Actually, because like Sha is really wide letter. So it is kind of one O and plus half of O, this wide. So like this and like this, like up to here probably. Maybe more, but you'll see when you try to make it wider. But the tails are really nice. You even can make something like this to feel the shape. So as long as they are this extended, then you can do whatever you want with them. So it will be more kind of decoration than part of letter, but make it more nice. But you know, the character of these letters looks like they're Arabic maybe. So this long horizontal strokes make them a little bit more Arabic, which is nice because who knows, maybe they also like borscht in their own way. Never know. So you have to decide what to do with be and or. Maybe you will put them on the baseline and then make the sha wider and you're done. And greens, yeah, like also included these greens.
Yeah, I had to put some. So, just for the contrast.
Kyle, you don't have to eat them. Just for Instagram picture.
It's just
No,
for
I
Instagram.
love
Pink and
green.
green on a photo with pink.
You know, people always say that red and green don't match together, but look at this beautiful soup.
Who says that? I love that.
A lot of people who are not designers, and even designers. Well, maybe it's just Russian thing, I don't know.
Maybe. Look at Mexico. Everything is red and green and
Yeah.
white.
And Belarus,
All
they
the
have
food. Yeah.
green red flag, which is okay for them. But, you know, we have the stereotype that green and red, no.
Only in Christmas.
Do we have something else?
Business. Yes. Hannelore asked to share the screen. So go ahead. I think you have a permission to share. Can you hear me? No? Hannelore? What, you know, how is it pronounced?
I think maybe she's gone.
Maybe, yeah. Okay, then let's go with Bogdan. Oh wow, some fresh stuff here. Right.
Wow. It's calligraphy.
Wow.
But we have
This
to
is your grandma's borscht, you know.
I don't know whose grandma can do this.
No, but
Mine.
it feels, you know, homemade, nice. It has a soul. It's nice.
In terms, how old is this?
I bet her name is Tamara.
I don't know. You know, in old times, when in Europe people wrote like this, in Russia they had written differently, really differently. Can you rotate it, please? Zrinka?
Oh yeah, Tamara, can you? Yes. No. There we go.
Yeah. But it is not borscht, it's just B and sha. But B is beautiful. You know, in Russia, we always complain about the history of Cyrillic script and how lucky Europeans are with all this kind of manuscripts and like beautiful letters that evolved naturally. And in Russia, we had one way of writing, then Peter the Great, then another different type. And when we try, you use like flat brush or broad nib pen and draw something similar to Latin, it occurs that Cyrillic was not designed to look like this, and it's not natural. But in your drawings, these 4 B's in the first line are really beautiful. I would say first 2 are better in terms of like how thick the tail is, but the third one is nice in terms of that it has a lot of white in between the tail and the body, let's say. So if you by any chance can combine these 2 features, this will create a perfect bear for you. As for the sha, it's somehow evolutioned in something new because we have 3 vertical strokes, then the crossbar, and then the tail. In this case, it kind of has a roof and has no floor, which is strange. So you have to take this top part and move it to the bottom, and then it will be a nice, perfect sha for you. So right now it's look like, you know, we write letter T this way with 3 legs sometimes, but without the tail, of course. So it's now is kind of a Frankenstein. So you have to do something with it. But anyway, it's really nice to use really flat brush and like its effects of the brush here to create shapes. It will be interesting to see what you will do in the end. I think we can look for another one now.
Yeah, awesome work done. Beautiful. Thank you. Yes, we have a few more.
That's really interesting. Who's that?
This is Carlos.
Okay. I thought maybe it's someone from Ukraine also. Okay, so Carlos decided to use kind of handwritten form of bear, which is interesting because no one did. Everybody has a sha really condensed, so I think it applies to everybody. Just make it wider, like way wider. If you look from the distance, sha will be really dark this way. So I see you tend to make thinner strokes, which is not, of course, the case because we have like, okay, this width should be the same here and here. And if we do it the same, the letter will go too black. So you have to just make it way wider. And also this part is questionable, probably tries too high. And here also you have too dark part. You have to make it lighter in these parts as well. But it's, this part is exactly the same as letter M. So try and write and draw somewhere here. Sorry. M, then flip it, and then look how wide it would be in comparison to this letter. It is nice that you have this like sharp cut endings. It makes it like brutal, which is interesting. I think for this letter, it is more appropriate to make maybe longer this part. And maybe to do something with this. Maybe this way. So it's up to you, but still you have to, maybe you can experiment with these shapes. Stop drawing. I don't know why. I try to draw it. I would say that this part is supposed to be slightly bigger than the bottom. So think how you can deal with it within your style. and this a little bit longer. And maybe you can divide it. Maybe not. Maybe you can extend it like here, like this. Because you know, you don't write it this, you can't write it this way. It's too difficult. You write it in 3 gestures, like this and like this. Yeah. So you made it maybe too complicated, but it's interesting decision in terms of graphics, but still it's questionable. And if you can rid of it, try. If you like stick to it, if you like it a lot, then you can leave it. So basic things, just sha wider, and the tail, well, not the tail, the part when it joins the letter, just smaller and thinner.
Wow, such a great feedback. This is
I think
it's actually an
as a
educational
Russian, I
session.
sound too rude. People, please don't freak out, because you know we Russians not really this polite as British people. So in our language, what I say in English is okay and is polite. But when I do use it in English, it sounds like I'm, I don't know, not a good person.
Yeah. No, it's great.
You know, in Britain, you can say, I will take soup, or give me soup, or please soup. But in Russia, if you're in a restaurant, you will say pizza, please, and that's all. And you're a polite person and you're nice.
Oh,
but in Britain, I would say that they will throw you away from the cafe. Never have you back.
You guys are tough.
Wow. What's that?
Wow.
Interesting. Who's that?
This Adriana's.
Okay.
I wasn't sure about the shape, so I started to experiment. I didn't want to make something that was offensive, so I kept that, the basic one at the bottom. But yeah.
So, have you been familiar with Cyrillic script somehow?
No, never. No, this is weird.
Right?
I'm sorry. Yeah.
You know what I would say? That the sha you created accidentally turned into zhe. We have this letter. That's how we write it in handwriting in our everyday life. That's how it looks in typefaces. Sometimes this way. So by playing with sha and all these verticals and loops, you somehow created different letter. Of course, you didn't know that, but yeah. But it's interesting the way you develop this shape, because I didn't know that it's possible to create this transition from sha to zhe. Don't worry, it's okay, since it's your first time. And to you, it might look the same. To me, of course, it looks like another letter. So what you have to do is probably get rid of the loops at the bottom. So if you like to use this kind of loopy shape as in handwriting, then you do it this way. So you see, only at the bottom, at the top, sorry, here, and no loops here. So you can try and do it with your letter, what you have now, and also make it wider. I say it to everybody and I say it to you. It's nice that you have this loop here, so it will match this. It's nice, and it's nice, and it's nice, really. And this shape is really interesting, but you know what? Since it's capital letter here, it definitely can't have this small bottom part. So we cannot, I can erase only, but I can transform this image, right? So
Yeah.
let's say you draw this letter. I draw this letter on top of your letter. Like this part should be this big. So X height is applied here as well. And this like roof here. And that will be it. That will be more readable. And you maybe make it just this at this part. So if you fix this and let it shine, it will be nice. And in the bottom image, you only have to fix the last letter, just because it's not readable as it should be. So it just changes the way we read the word. But B is simply beautiful. And you know, since you decided to add the loop here, and it obviously matches the loop in P, which is R, sorry. But nothing matches this tail. So probably it's better for you to match this here and leave R alone. Like this. So I'd suggest you to try both and see what works better for you, for your lettering and for your idea. And also this part is really beautiful, how you make this. Maybe it's better to not join them, so you won't create a lot of black parts. I think it might be better. So that's it.
That's it. Thank you. Wow, such an awesome lettering sketches, right?
Yeah.
And
I'm
everyone's doing it
also
really for the
surprised
first
when
time.
people draw such good sketches, because I don't wait like brilliant stuff at all, and then it happens and it's so delightful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Whose
What's
is it?
Lisa's.
It's mine.
Okay. So you decided to apply a broad-knee pen logic here, as I see, like mostly. But something happened to Sha. It is made in different logic. So if we are using something like broad-knee pen, so Sha will be the same. So we will have like these vertical elements. Something more like this will happen. And another problem is a little bit a problem with B's tail. Since we have this logic here, we have to continue this part, like make it one shape, and then apply tail like this. So if you will use kind of, you don't see like parallel pen or something like this to try and create the shape, you will see how it works. So this part is okay, but it just has to reach this left side. But otherwise it's oak. And sorry, it disappeared. So basic rule, this whole part is one shape. This one is another, and this one is another. Okay. And also slight problem with R or P. also, if you use this logic, you will have something like serif here, something like serif here, which is easily fixable, but the rest of the letter will be different, or like this. Again, if you use some maybe flat brush or something to try and create the shapes, you will see how it works. And obviously now we want to make this letter more condensed because it doesn't match. So this logic, but more condensed. Sha, this logic and wider than you have now. B, slightly different. And then you are done.
Thank you.
And also you can just...
Wonderful. People, don't forget to share your work in La Trastica Comunidad on Facebook. Also on Instagram, when you post, please use the hashtag La Trastica and TypeCooker so we can see.
And you can tag me as well.
Of course. And also make all these edits that Tamara suggested.
That's nice. Who is this?
This is Hannes.
That's what I said about matching tails. They are really matching here, which is really nice. And Sha seems to be the right width. The only problem with it is that you made the central stroke thing, which should be exactly the same as left and right. So it is the same. So basically you make this movement, then this movement, and this movement, like 3 exactly the same movements, and then you add tail. So it's really simple in construction. So let's say you did this, then this, then this. And I think R, like this letter, is too different from everything else here. So it's not as oval as O. Probably you can do it just by making it like this way and more closed, because no reason to make this gap here. It's the same as letting P, and in P we don't do this for no reason. If it was kind of a stencil lettering, then it is okay. If you want to make this gap, you have to think about maybe you will break O and break B as well. Who knows? O is slightly wider than B, and it shouldn't be, so you can just make B a little bit wider by doing this. And then they will match each other. And also this vertical stroke in R, just slightly thinner than it should be. So if we say that this is how wide it is, then this stroke is exactly the same than this one. So I think choose which letter is like an example of other letters, and then make vertical strokes even in your lettering. But other than that, it's like really nice, really nice. And these tails are super cool and fun.
I wish we had a longer word so we could learn more stuff. This is so great.
Yeah, next time we should try Akroshka.
Yeah, Akroshka, something really long.
You know, Akroshka has a lot of Latin letters. Yeah, it's not really interesting.
Yeah.
I like this one. I also thought that people will play with these tails more, which they start to do now.
You encourage them. That's great.
Yeah, now they are bouncing on purpose, and we don't have to ask. We see that it's like the idea of the lettering. Mhm. We have to think about it. Mhm. I think this part of B is too wide, maybe. Still, if it is, I have to try and write it. So I will try and write it on this parallel pen to see what you were about to do. It's not that easy to write this shape. But anyway, if we think about it, then this stroke goes like this up to here. And then we have something like this. Like more like this. Maybe more curvy, but still, this is the thin part, and this is like small angle corner here. But you know, with parallel pen, we don't draw such shapes. So it's kind of artificial construction. I think if your tail here has this wave, then it has to match this one. So when you just fix this thick part here, then just apply this wave. Exactly the same here. And also it's not really understandable why this part is more like V, and this has different logic. Like this thin stroke should, in your logic, be applied here, but it's not. So it's questionable why you did this. As I said, these are just 3 strokes and this like underlined stroke. In your case, you decided to use this shape. So you made kind of like W and then attached tail to it, which is not really correct. If you make this kind of W shape, then still you have to make this part and then attach the shape to it. This way it will be more logical and more like Cyrillic. Don't be confused to W. So, okay, I can read it. It's definitely like a word. It's readable, but a little bit confusing. That's it. So people can draw it in New York if they want to serve Russian food, but don't know how to write properly. So make it more Cyrillic by adding this part, and you're done, I guess.
Perfect. Thank you, Tamara.
You're welcome. Sorry again if I sound like a beach. It's not on purpose.
No, it's amazing critique. It's a good lesson. Really nice.
Wow. I really like it. That's really playful now. But you just shortened the descender of R here for no reason, actually. Just because you wanted more space here, but still you can like make this so it won't be this short.
And lots of pepper. Oh my God, amazing.
And you know, your letters just grow from this point to this. So your R is even bigger than O. And I think you have to balance this somehow, like make it a little bit shorter. This too. And this. But it's really nice. I like it. I would like to eat this borscht.
Mhm. So yummy.
That's really nice. Really nice.
Awesome, Kyle.
I still remember the sound of potato meat in the plate. And now borscht.
I'll ask, what do you eat with borscht? Glorp. Oh yeah, the glorp is the sound, yeah.
Actually, we produce really strange sounds when we eat borscht, and it's really difficult to eat it in front of people in company.
Could you demonstrate?
Especially on the dates, so I guess not at that. So only at home, try it only at home, because all this cabbage is like the same as like wet noodles in Asian food. It's not really convenient. It's not really beautiful to look at when people eat it. So try it at home, train in front of the mirror, and then do it in public places.
All right. We should have
Otherwise,
had a workshop in borscht sounds. How do you visualize
No,
borscht?
I have my borscht all over me. No.
It's audio
All
visual
over me,
experience.
all over my clothes. That's all over the place.
That's amazing. All right. I think that's it for today. We've seen everyone who wanted to share shared so far, and it's been amazing. I'm surprised that all the drawings you shared, that was so nice, so diverse and so good, right? For someone drawing slurs for the first time, this was amazing. I think very delicious borscht was made.
As for the koshka and kartoshka, I also call my cat koshka kartoshka.
I think we have one last one from.
One more. Okay, let's do
Yeah.
one more, and then we'll sign off.
I have to plan a kroshka for summer. Or
Yes.
kvass.
For some dessert, is there some nice dessert that we
Huh?
could study? Is there nice
Dessert?
dessert?
Like we have Russian pancakes.
Uh-huh.
I don't know, actually, it's not, Russia is not really about sweets.
Okay.
Pryanik, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. They are not really Russian. I think they're kind of imported from somewhere.
Oh, all right. Let's see. This is from
Okay.
Jorge.
But I have to think about it. Maybe I'll find something.
Paulina says Napoleon cake.
Is it really Russian? It's kind of Russian, but Soviet Russian.
Well,
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we have a lot of cakes, strange cakes. Mm.
like strange.
Oh, if you like long words or even sentences, we have a really strange salad, which is not really a salad in normal world. In normal world, salad is raw green vegetables. In Russia, it's kind of boiled potatoes, eggs, herrings, and mayo and beetroots.
What's wrong with
And, well, almost the same that is in borscht, but without water, without sour cream, but with mayo and herrings.
Okay.
And it is called sirotka pod šubой in Georgia.
Oh.
We can draw it sometime.
Wow.
like experienced Cyrillic, advanced.
Yeah. That should be a nice
Okay, what do we have now? It's really nice how you matched these parts in R and B. I really like it. But I think it's kind of strange that you have this kind of soft and nice tail in Sha and this kind of rough tail in B. So what you can do is maybe, I don't know, attach it differently. You know, in bear, we will never have this straight left side. It's just impossible. So you made kind of a combination of uppercase and lowercase, like a baby of an uppercase and lowercase letter B. So uppercase will look like this, and lowercase is always like this. So it's rounded, actually. And in your case, you combined both features, and it looks strange. So I think if you'd like to leave this straight part to be a complement of this stroke in R, then you just have to adjust this tail to be more kind of more uppercasey. In this case, you can combine this shape from uppercase B with handwritten form, like something like this, see? And this way you can match the tails this way. And you will have this straight back and this this side, something like this. So I'd suggest you to act like this if you want, if it is okay for this case to have an uppercase letter, not all lowercase letters, and still probably, but no, shy is okay. It's not really condensed here. I think R is a little bit too bold, too black, but it's just an adjustment. And maybe you would like to, I don't know, you may or may not try and make this or more like this. So this is kind of, again, different logic than you used here. So you might try and make it like this. And this way, sorry, I don't share my screen anymore. Yeah, now I'm here again. So it will match your R and B this way.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Big
You're
fan.
welcome. That's nice drawing. I like it really much.
Wonderful. Thank you, Jorge. And thank you, Tamara. This was a very nice, fun, and educational session. Now I want to know more. If we could do an entire alphabet, that would be lots of tips and tricks. Wonderful. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And
It was
everybody,
nice to see you guys and see
Yeah.
what you've done.
thank you everybody for coming. People are saying thanks in the chat. They loved it. They loved it. We're hoping for another one soon. With a bit of a longer word, if you'd like. That would be amazing.
Yeah, we have
Oh, we
lockdown
have to
right
take-
now, so I'm kind of free to do whatever.
Wonderful. Yay. Oh,
Not
we
really
have to
yay,
take-
but okay, we have to stay home and spend time at Zoom, so we can hang up on Zoom
Yes.
time to time.
We have to take group photo. Are we doing that now or after we sign up?
Oh, really?
No? No? Okay, everybody, cameras on. Group photo, class, come on.
Who's taking the?
Hmm?
Who's taking the screenshot?
Okay, I will take screenshot. Everybody turn on your cameras. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Borscht. Yay! Awesome. Oh, Eduardo, you're okay. One more time. 3, 2, 1. Okroshka. Yay! Great. Woo. All right. Thank you. See you guys. Bye bye. We'll be in touch in comunidad.
Some balalaika playing for us.